What up, bros, and welcome to the All Bros Podcast. I'm Jonathan.
Nah, I'm Caleb.
That was very delayed. What was up with that?
That wasn't me.
What? I'm sorry.
It's the damn freaking internet.
Oh, sorry. It seemed like it was like, I'm Jonathan, 10 seconds later. And I'm Caleb.
It's my freaking Wi-Fi's fault, man.
Oh, shit. Alright, anyway. We are two aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a bit of the nerd life. This week on the podcast, we'll be talking about some Funko Focus. Caleb and I each have a certain pop to talk about. We don't have anything for 4K Spotlight just because with the pandemic, they're really not releasing anything new. As far as we've seen, maybe they are. It's just not stuff that we're really super interested in. But they are releasing a lot of older movies on Blu-ray. Just letting you guys know, Small Soldiers is coming to Blu-ray on Tuesday, so just letting you guys know that. And then after that, we will be going on to I almost said What's in the Box. Wow. We'll be moving on to Through the Wall.
Dude.
Shut up. We'll be moving on to Through the Wall, and then after that, we'll be moving on to our All Bros headliner, which will be our All Bros breakdown of the 2020 live-action remake of Mulan.
Hell yes. Was this 2020?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It came out on... Was it Christmas? Or no, it came out in, like, December.
No, dude, it came out in, September. It was released on POD, or it was released for Premiere Access in September, but then in December it became free for anyone that subscribed to Disney+.
That's right.
Come on, Caleb, get your facts straight. You're supposed to be professionals.
Okay, I was trying to, asshole. Man.
Alright, anyway, what do you say we get started?
I said, let's do it.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Donnie, and I host the Adulting with Donnie podcast. And this is not the show to listen to if you're trying to be a better adult. I started this podcast as a way to offload some thoughts that I have throughout the week. My topics vary widely every week. Movies I've seen, guns and gun control, sex, people that are stupid, why I don't care about celebrity opinions, TV shows, snowmobiling. The list goes on and on. I'm always taking topic suggestions from fans of the show too. So join me each week on Adulting with Donnie as I pour some bourbon and allow you to see the inner workings of the mind of a madman. Live free and rant hard.
Alright, so first up, let's talk about Funko Focus. We should get some theme music going for this stuff.
I know, right?
Come on.
I still need to work on the freaking music for the headliner.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, we gotta put. I keep forgetting
Maybe
we gotta put our heads together. Anyway.
Yeah, no.
Funko Focus for mine. Along with the Funko Fair, they announced a new wave of Lilo and Stitch pops, and the whole wave is great. But one stuck out to me, good and bad. So the pop is of Stitch, kind of like he's not sleeping, but it's a scene where him and Lilo are in that it's not a roller coaster, but I forget what the hell they're called. Like you see,
I think it's like a carousel. I mean, that's what I always called those types of machines.
So it's
I know
like,
it's not a carousel, but it's
it's kind of like what you used to see when you'd walk out of like Walmart or a grocery store. It's like the thing that they were like the mini rides, I guess you could call them too, that you just put like 50 cents in and say it was like a rocket like this, and it just moved back and forth or up and down for a couple of minutes, and then that was it. Yeah, I really want to know whatever happened to those. Like, why don't they really have those anymore?
Because they're unsanitary and gross.
Fine. You know, you got a point.
Are you going to disagree with me? Do you remember ever leaving those things and feeling clean?
No, I don't.
Yeah, my point exactly.
All right, okay, fair. Anyway, so this Pop just has Stitch, like, giving his, like, zoned out face. I don't know what the hell to call this face, because he's not sleeping in the movie. It's just like a boredom face, I guess. So he has his boredom face sitting in the space adventure ride. But one thing is missing. Caleb, do you want to take a guess of what is missing from this Pop?
Well, you were bitching about it before we recorded, so I already know what's missing from this.
Well, would you like to tell our audience what is missing from this?
Apparently Lilo.
Yeah, Lilo is missing from this ride. When in the movie, when Stitch is having this reaction, she is clearly in the front of the ride, having a good time, having a blast. She's being a kid. Why the hell would you only put Stitch in this? This is a 2-pack, you mother effers.
Maybe it was a matter of spacing.
I don't give a shit. You can't have Stitch in the Rocket without Lilo in it as well.
Dude, this is the second week in a row where you've gotten really fired up.
And I will take that to my grave. Maybe that's too far. I'm sorry. But
maybe a bit.
Okay. But yeah, so that's my Funko Focus, and it's mostly like I love it, but then I hate it at the same time because they excluded Lilo, and how dare they do that to Lilo?
Yeah, not cool. My Funko Focus is, I mean, I kind of have some issues with it too, but overall,
does it get you as fired up as cool. I did?
Not as fired up.
Okay.
So my Funko Focus is the new Superman that's coming out. This is I don't know if they're calling this a first appearance, but this is the Action Comics #1 costumed Superman. And this looks freaking dope because the box is supersized, and the back of the box is the inside of the box on the back is the Action Comics cover, and then the figure is in the bottom right hand corner, and he's standing in his like classic Superman pose. The only issue I have with this one is because if they're going with with the first appearance, or they're just kind of going with that style, I think it would have been really cool to do like a full. Actually, I feel like that would have been really difficult now that I think about it, because in the Action Comics, Superman's holding like a car over his head.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have been a really cool thing to like replicate, but now thinking about how pop figures are built, that would be really hard.
Yeah, but honestly, that's how everybody feels in the comments here on Facebook. They agree with you.
That they should have put him in that pose?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't know what they could have done to, like, fix it. Because it's difficult doing stuff with... I mean, I don't know. They've done stuff that I've been surprised that they've been able to do. Like the Thor versus Thanos.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, such a great set.
Yeah, or even the Cap versus Thanos. Like, I didn't think they were going to be able to pull that off, but they pulled that off, like, amazingly.
Mm-hmm.
So they could have done the car somehow. I don't know how, but they could have done it.
Yeah.
Like, I would have even accepted if it was, like, reverse. Or, I don't know, like, maybe instead of him, like, lifting it over his head, he's, like, holding it out in front of him.
Or at least include the car. Because, like, say...
Yeah, I would have taken that, too.
I mean, because honestly, like, I agree with you, but what they could say is, like, oh, this is, like, this, we included the car because this is him after he's placed it down, and of course he puts his hands on his hips and does the classic Superman pose.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wish they would have incorporated the car somehow.
That's fair.
I think my ideas are a little bit like too grand for pop figures.
I don't know. Funko's done
But
a lot
I
of
love
stuff
this
that
box.
I didn't think they could. It is a very nice box.
I'd love to see them do this with other comics, though.
I was going to say, can we please get this for the first appearance of Hawkeye?
Yeah, freaking Hawkeye. I think they kind of did a first appearance Spider-Man, but I think that it would. I think
Yeah,
that
but I
one
still
you
want
could
it with the
pull off
comic.
doing like where Spider-Man's carrying the guy.
Oh, yeah, you could do that. Might be a little hard.
Yeah, or.
But they also did Batman
they did first appearance Hulk already.
They had Batman, and was it Catwoman? Freaking like her wrapped up and shit. They made that work. So I feel the possibilities are endless after that.
Yeah. You're not wrong. But anyway, that's my Funko focus.
Excellent. Alright, so we got nothing for 4K Spotlight. So moving on to Through the Wall. My bit of news, and Caleb, Caleb made sure that he saved this one for me, which I really appreciate because he's a true bro. It was today, January 28th, that I almost said Insomniac. Wow, Square Enix announced that they finally have a release date for Clint Barton's storyline. And it will be coming out February 16th. And it will be titled, Future Imperfect.
Sweet. This is going to be a really good...
It's freaking better.
Really good DLC. I'm excited to play this.
I find it... I mean, I can understand why they did it. But I find it interesting that they also gave Clint a sword, like Kate. Like, hell, I actually would have preferred if they would have done how, what his bow does in the MCU to where he can actually just turn it into a bow staff. That'd have been super cool.
Yeah. But you gotta think, this is the first character, and who knows if they're even going to do the full... like the rest of the characters that they said that they were going to do. I'm highly doubting it.
I am too.
But yeah, I think Square Enix is just going to cut their losses and be like, yeah, screw it. Like, we'll release what we already have done or close to done, but we're bouncing. But this is going to be the first time that two characters are essentially the same. And it's going to be interesting to see this because we're going to get to see whether or not Kate Bishop versus Hawkeye is going to be like a reskin, and it's just like the same power set, just different character model or whatever. And dude, don't freaking look at me like that.
Dude, I was hoping you wouldn't notice. Oh, shit.
You're damn right I noticed. You made it super freaking obvious. I saw the freaking breath you took.
Oh, shit.
Freaking prick.
Damn, bro. Oh. Freaking shots fired. Damn. Oh, shit.
I wish you guys could see what he freaking did. He just like... You could see, like, he physically took a breath when I said Kate Bishop and Hawkeye.
I'll give him this. I've already noticed one change. Clint's bow is a lot bigger than Kate's. Like, holy shit. Have you seen how big his bow is?
Is it really?
Yeah,
like,
look at this shit.
I have not seen.
I totally forgot my phone was plugged in.
Jeez, that's like the size of him.
Yeah, right? That is a big ass bow.
Yeah. That's wild. I hope that this storyline is good.
Freaking better be, because I still can't finish Kate's storyline.
Is it seriously that difficult?
Yeah, I can't get past this one part where, so, literally, you have to take a, okay, like, leading up to it, I was ready to throw my remote through the TV, but I finally got through it. But then the final area is when you finally find Kate, and you have to fend off all of these AIM robots, and yet most of them have not only shields, but electric shields. And your teammates don't do jack shit to help you. And so they're all targeting you. You barely get a punch in, and it's just freaking ridiculous. I had to stop because I was ready to throw my remote through my TV. I got so freaking close. I need to try again, but I'm kind of scared
If you
to.
have not... Yeah, if you've not heard our episode breaking down Marvel's Avengers, go check it out. We ripped that game to shreds.
Just sucks because the game actually has a good story. Just everything else kind of sucks.
Yeah, the story, like, they shouldn't have even bothered with, like, the rest of the shit. Like, they should have just done just a single story.
Yep.
Like, that's all that they should have done. They should have just released a long-ass frickin' story.
Yeah, I agree. Kind of screw this DLC shit. Just should have Clint and Kate should have already been in the game.
Yeah,
I said
frickin'
it.
stupid. Square, I'm not excited for future Square Enix projects.
Do they even have anything
And this actually
lined up?
turns me off to Square Enix as a company.
Fair.
Yeah, like my go-to video game companies are Bethesda and Ubisoft. And Warner Brothers. The Lego games are pretty good.
The only game company that I know will never fail me is Rockstar.
Yeah, Rockstar. Yeah. Gosh, I've been having like the urge to go back and play Red Dead Redemption 2.
Do it. I played it again like a month ago.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, just gets better with age.
Yeah, I'm excited, but my hesitation is because of the horse. I don't want to get attached to another horse.
Fair. That's fair. I understand.
Oh my gosh. Spoiler alert, your horse dies at the end of Red Dead Redemption 2. Or not even the end, it's like, well, the end of Arthur's story.
Yeah, and for some, they cried more when their horse died than when Arthur died.
Dude, like legit.
I cried. Oh, I bawled
And
when
like,
Arthur died.
I would like, anytime I went into town, like, I treated my horse like a freaking real horse. Like, I would clean, like, anytime we went on a really long ride, we would get back to camp, I would brush my horse off, I would feed her, I would do all this stuff. Anytime we were in town, I would get her a little treat. Like,
that's so
I
sweet.
loved my horse. And then when she died, I had to shut the game off.
Just like,
After that, I'm like, I can't continue on. I need time to, like, mourn. Like, no joke, Brielle was at work, and she came home, and I was in bed, like, just kind of, like, in whatever position, or, like, covered in the blankets in a way that she knew something was wrong,
yeah.
and she asked what was wrong, and I couldn't get it out, and she's just like, what's wrong? And I'm like, my horse died! Yeah, and she's just like, and she was sad too. Not as sad as me, but she was sad because she named the horse.
Oh, what was her name?
Yeah.
What was your horse's name?
Stormcloud.
Oh. I was gonna. Never mind. That's probably gonna sound too dark if I say that.
You better not. I'm still not over her death.
Well, no. Okay. Question. Okay. Question. Okay, so we played Red Dead Redemption. We reviewed it in, what was it,
Episode 100.
When was that? Like, that was before Iris was born,
Oh,
right?
really long. Oh, yeah, that was way before she was born.
Okay, had you guys, when you were playing Red Dead Redemption 2, had you already settled on the name Iris?
Yes, we settled on Iris, I think, before we got married.
Oh, really? Okay. I was going to say, because that would have been really
Yeah.
sad if you named the horse Iris, and that would just make me, like, really cry hard. I mean, it'd be sweet, but
no,
it would be sweet at first, but then you're just like, oh, aw. Yeah.
No, I don't get... Yeah, I had the name set in stone. I don't give my horses names of, like, any names that I consider naming my children.
Smart.
And I always kind of really liked Iris.
It's a beautiful name, and it fits her so well.
Yeah, you're damn right.
Gosh, I love her so much. Anyway,
Yeah.
before I start crying happy tears of an uncle.
I never considered naming my horse Iris.
I don't know why I
Like,
named
I
mine
always
Happy.
kind of go for like a not human name, like one that's like obviously not human.
You're not like me.
No, like I go for like I kind of go the same route that my brother Bronson goes. Like he had a few horses. One of them was named Dollar. My online horse was named Trigger.
So wait, Dollar or Dalla?
Dollar.
Okay, that would have been really funny if it was Dalla.
Dollar.
What's your steed's name? Oh, it's Dalla.
Yeah, and then my horse's name was Trigger. And that's like the kind of route that I would take.
Oh, that's so horrible because it was killed by a trigger.
You're such an asshole.
I'm sorry. All
Anyway.
right, Caleb, let's hear your through the wall news.
Yeah, so my Through the Wall is actually a trailer, and I want to talk about Godzilla vs. Kong.
Woo woo.
This looks freaking dope.
All right, taking bets. Who's gonna win?
Freaking Kong, dude.
Bullshit. Godzilla's gonna reign supreme.
Bullshit.
All right,
Did you
man.
see that Kong had a freaking axe?
Like I told you, it's bullshit. They're favoring Kong. Kong got like freaking 5 hits in on Godzilla, and Godzilla didn't get shit.
Godzilla doesn't have freaking opposable thumbs.
He could have whipped the shit out of him with his tail. That was.
I
so
feel like
cool to
he
watch.
did a couple times.
Wow. I gotta watch the trailer again. But sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. Have you heard like the theory on this that someone like came out and said that there's like this theory going around that it's going to end up being like they end up fighting, but then another villain comes out, and is it going to be Mecha Godzilla? And then they have to team up to beat Mecha Godzilla?
Yeah, because someone leaked the toy line a couple months ago. And so it was kind of confirmed at that point.
Wait, really?
Oh, yeah, you didn't know that? That's the reason why...
I did not know that.
Yeah, that's the only reason people knew that Mecha Godzilla was going to be in this movie.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I thought that was just speculation.
No.
Like someone thought they saw Mecha Godzilla in the trailer. That's dumb.
Yeah, no, someone leaked the toy line. Yeah.
So stupid.
Yes, it is.
Gosh, that's going to ruin the movie for me.
Yeah.
Dude, but this trailer has sparked so much controversy at work.
Oh, really?
Like anytime we're working together, when we're working and like putting stuff together, someone will just bring up like Godzilla's going to get his lizard ass whooped.
Bullshit.
And then it gets into a huge fight on who's going to win versus Kong versus Godzilla, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Kong's going to freaking destroy," and like except for those couple guys at work that are like, no, it's gonna be Godzilla, dude. Like, Godzilla has freaking atomic breath. And they're like, unless they pull some bullshit like they did in one of these old King Kong, or one of the old Godzilla versus King Kong movie, where he was getting his ass whooped by Godzilla, and then he gets struck by lightning, and then Kong suddenly has the ability to throw thunder fists.
Straight. Okay, if Warner Brothers does that, that's straight bullshit. Do I hear plot convenience?
Yeah. And then, like, it's starting. Then we get into, like, talking about what movies of Godzilla were good. There's one that I really want to watch that my manager showed me. It's called Shin Godzilla. It's a Japanese
I've heard
movie.
that one's really good.
Yeah, but he showed me a clip from it that makes me want to watch it, and it's Godzilla's atomic breath.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because he sits there and it's like he unhinges his jaw and it starts like spurting out fire. Like, just, it looks like a freaking flamethrower just going over the city. And then it's kind of like, have you ever seen like a welder or like someone, like a plasma cutter?
I think I have. I'm pretty sure I have.
So it's, you turn the gas on. And it's like, it starts off like a flame, just like a normal orange flame.
Okay.
And then you crank the air, like you crank everything up higher, and it becomes like a blue, like tiny little flame.
Oh, okay.
But like the blue flame is super hot. So that was what happened in this freaking clip that he showed us.
Yeah.
He unhinges his jaw, orange flames, and then his like the back or the spines on his back start glowing blue, and then it's like the flames like compress, and then become like a beam.
Oh, that's bitchin'.
And it's like the noise that, yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. Like, I'm gonna write it down so I remember. but it is wild. Because at that point, it's like, it's not like, it looks like a laser beam.
Yeah.
But the way that it's going through the freaking buildings, it looks like it's melting them. It's not even like cutting through. It's like melting everything. And it's wild. And the sound design on that scene is so freaking like amazing. I can't even like explain it. It's just, it's haunting. And I want to watch it. Like, he's like, it's not like the best movie on the planet, but that scene alone is freaking amazing. And I'm like, I want to watch it now.
Is it on any streaming? I doubt it.
Yeah, probably not. But I'm super excited for Godzilla and Kong. I think I really liked the Kong Skull Island movie.
See, I've only seen that once, and I really need to. So I need to watch King of the Monsters for the first time because I still haven't seen that yet. I need to watch Kong Skull Island again, and now I'm wondering if I just want to watch Godzilla again just for the hell of it.
I don't think you have to. I think you could get away with just watching King of the Monsters.
Okay. Okay, good.
For the Godzilla, I obviously recommend watching Kong Skull Island. But the Godzilla King of the Monsters, that's a weird movie. Or it's interesting because it kind of, so the reason they call it King of Monsters is because Godzilla becomes the king of the monsters. Because
shut up.
I'm
just kidding.
No,
I'm sorry.
You're a prick.
I know. I'm sorry. I had to.
So no, he ends up defeating all of the other monsters except for like the good ones, I guess.
Also, like
or the ones that are trying to protect Earth. Yeah, I think Mothra is a good one.
I'm pretty sure that's the only good one.
One of the other ones is a good one
because I know Ghidorah is not.
Yeah. Yeah. But they they get summoned by this device, like this thing that sends out some solar or this sound wave that irritates them, and so it aggravates them, makes them hostile, and then that's why they end up fighting, because they're all getting called to like one location. And the only reason that Kong isn't there is because he's trapped on the island. He heard the call to the tower, but he couldn't make it because he was on the freaking island, and all the other ones could fly, other than Godzilla. Godzilla swam, all the other ones flew.
Oh shit! See, I didn't even know that
Kong couldn't get there.
They kind of teased it in King of the Monsters. I had no idea about that.
Yeah, so the speculation on this movie, which kind of goes to shit now knowing that Mechagodzilla is going to be in it. Yeah, so the running theory was that Kong was going to win because that's how he becomes King Kong. Because he defeats Godzilla, the king of the monsters.
So they literally just called this match.
Yeah, but that was like the running it wasn't like they didn't call the match. That was like the running theory that I've heard.
If you're right, I don't know how I feel about that, because I mean that's cool, but I don't know. I just want Godzilla to win. That's all I want.
Yeah, the guys at my work think that they're going to release 2 versions of the movie. One version for Japanese audiences and one version for American audiences, where the Japanese audiences are going to get the ending with Godzilla winning, and the Americans are going to get the ending with King Kong winning.
Okay, if that's the case, can I get a alternate ending of Freddy versus Jason where Freddy is not decapitated and we see how he actually truly beat Jason? I'm just saying. If we're getting 2 versions of that, I think I deserve 2 versions of Freddy versus Jason.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's the running theory. But if the toy line was true and Mechagodzilla is going to be in this, which it sounds like it's going to, because toy releases have always kind of spoiled movies.
Yes, they have.
And been like fairly accurate. Like they've been like fairly reliable sources.
Yep.
Yeah, so Mechagodzilla is going to be in this, and that kind of ruins the movie for me.
No, I can absolutely agree, because I don't know how I feel about Kong and Godzilla putting their differences aside and be like, oh, that's the real enemy. It's not us. We don't have to fight each other anymore. Let's work together. Like, no. That's like, I'm sorry, I'm going to reference this movie again. That's like Freddy and Jason deciding, oh, you know what? There's like Leatherface or Pinhead. I think we need to team up and beat him. Let's put our strengths together, Jason. Let's do this.
Yeah. Honestly, the only thing that I'm really looking for, I know that this movie is going to be really shitty in the way of story.
Yeah, I feel you go to these movies just to see these 2 characters fight. That I feel that's all you go to.
I'm hoping for like Captain America Civil War level of fight between Godzilla and Kong. And then if they do bring in, and then just like immediately after, bring in Mechagodzilla.
I'm sorry I keep referencing this movie, but I want to be as pleased with the fights between Kong and Godzilla, or Godzilla and Kong, as pleased as I was with the fights for Freddy when it was Freddy versus Jason. Because those fights were amazing between those 2. So that's all I ask. That the fighting is magnificent. I don't give a shit if the story sucks. But as long as the fights between them are like jaw dropping and get me freaking stoked and like get all giddy, like, oh my gosh, I feel like a little kid again, then the movie has done its job.
Yes, absolutely. But anyway, that was my through the wall news bit.
So, what do you say we jump into our All Bros headliner of the week?
Let's do it.
Time for the main event.
It's main event time.
Let's play a game.
Alright, so for this week's All Bros headliner, we'll be breaking down the 2020 live-action remake of Mulan. But before we get started with that, we asked a question of the week on our social media. Caleb, would you like to read off those responses?
Yes, I would. So the question of the week that we posted was asking, what do you do to realign your chi? Chi was a big aspect to the Mulan movie, so I kind of wanted to incorporate that in our question. So we did get a couple responses. So I'm going to start off over on Instagram. Our first response comes to us from the hashtag NoOffenseShow, or at HTNOS. He said, I'm assuming this is Chris Wutsky and not Duchess. I mean, unless Duchess does this too, but I don't know. Yeah, he said, I'm a big proponent of float tanks, binaural, I think that's how you say it.
You got me.
Yeah, binaural beats while I sleep, and mind-altering psychedelics. Not necessarily in that order.
All right.
Yeah, So the next response we got, it kind of ties into this a little bit. But yeah, if you listen to, and I recommend that all of you listens to Creatures of the Night. It's a show hosted by Adam Simmons, Chris Wutsky, and Jason Almy. Jason, as you guys know, he's a good friend of ours. He's been on the show a couple times. He's from Shit Happens When You Party Naked. Chris Wutsky is the host of the hashtag No Offense show, and Adam Simmons is co-host of the Simmons and More podcast. So go check all three of those out. But all three of them together, they also host the Creatures of the Night podcast. And Adam and Chris have mentioned multiple times that they like to do psychedelics to kind of do some enlightenment in their life.
All right.
I think they say it's like microdosing, but yeah, I'm not well versed in that language, so
You can be both, bro.
yeah. But speaking of Adam Simmons, we got a response from him that also kind of ties into what Chris said. He says, I hit the cryo chamber like a mofo, eat like 20 milligrams of a space cookie, then float in a float tank like goddamn Buzz Aldrin. Step out like the Dalai Lama.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, and then he put a picture of, or a gif of Doctor Strange from Infinity War with all the hands.
Oh, my God. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I think I don't know where I would ever get my hands on, because I think they've talked about mushrooms before and like microdosing on that, for like the enlightenment and going on their spiritual journeys. I don't know where I would ever get my hands on that stuff, but that is something that I want to try in my life at least once.
Fair enough. That is fair.
Yeah, like I want to go on a freaking trip. I want
Literally.
I want this. I want to float in a float tank like goddamn Buzz Aldrin. And I want to learn about myself. I just want to learn about life. I want to come out like freaking Adam says, like step out like the Dalai Lama.
Goodness. Oh man.
That's something I'm open to trying at least once in my life. I will do it on my deathbed if I have to, but I will make that like my life goal.
You're just like, I finally lived. And then just die.
Yeah, like I have no motivation whatsoever to go and experiment with like weed or any of those like drugs, no alcohol. But when people talk about mushrooms and going on like a spiritual journey, I'm like, I want that. Like I want that. Like that's the shit I want. And I'm like, and if I have to freaking get in a float tank and microdose on a mushroom, like I will freaking do it. Like obviously I'm going to need someone to like hold my hand and walk me through it, but yeah, I want to do that. Like I am not afraid to admit that that's something I want in my life.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. So thank you, Adam and Chris. Gosh, I just want to be on a spiritual journey because of you two.
Caleb will make sure that you get on one soon enough.
Dude, I know I'm laughing a lot. I'm not joking. Oh man.
Oh man.
Anyway, our next response comes to us from Delvin Cox at Delvin_Cox. He's also host of the Delvin Cox Experience. If you guys don't listen to that, go check it out. It is a freaking great show. And he said, play video games and read.
Sounds like a good time to me.
So, I
think that's a great way
yeah.
to get it back.
Yeah, with a relatively new baby, it's kind of difficult to play video games as often or as frequently as I want to. I mean, I used to play like once or twice a week.
Yeah.
Like maybe. Now I play maybe once or twice every other week.
Dude, I'm single as a Pringle. Okay. Okay, maybe not that single. But I'm still single at the moment. And I think even you play video games more than I do. I play a video game maybe like every 2 weeks.
Yeah. What do you do in your free time? Never mind. I don't want to know.
Well,
anyway, also reading. I've been getting. But yeah, reading too. I've also been getting back into reading comics. Because I need something to do while I'm putting Iris to bed. So I've started reading comics. What are you laughing at?
I just thought of the best thing ever with you just saying, I don't want to know. Here's my new thing. I'm calling it Reliefing with Rose.
Oh, I feel dirty.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Freaking nasty.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had to say it. That's
dude. If I censored this show whatsoever, that I would be cutting that out.
Oh man.
Oh, gross.
Hey, how do you know it's specifically that? It could be a different kind.
Just stop.
Ugh.
Anyway, what I was saying before you so grossly interrupted.
I'm just gonna keep quiet for the
I've been
rest of the
getting
episode.
back into reading. I've been getting back into reading comics, and I know that like some people don't consider that real reading, but I need something to do while I'm putting my baby to bed, and she like freaking like passes out, and then I have to sit there and wait until she falls like fast asleep, and I can't play a video game while I do that because the freaking TV will wake her up. So I read a comic on my phone with the brightness turned down really low.
I was gonna say,
Been getting back into that, and I'm having a blast. Like I haven't read in a decent amount of time.
you know, for a second I thought you were
But
actually talking about
I'm
reading
glad.
like an actual comic book, and I was just like, how the hell do you do that while holding Iris? Like, are you just like a magical
I read
page
on
turner
my
with
phone.
one hand? Okay. I don't know why I don't know why I thought of like you actually buying like a paper comic.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that.
Wow.
That'd be hard because I have to have all the lights off.
Yeah, but you're killing.
So like the
print.
lowest brightness on my phone. I mean I turn it up a little bit because my eyesight is shit, but yeah.
Yeah, how's those glasses coming?
Freaking love reading. I know I need to get those bad.
Yeah, come on, man. Zenny, it's cheap. Just do it.
But yeah. Anyway, thank you, Delvin, for your answer. We really appreciate it.
I apologize that I added
the
to it and made it dirty. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I apologize on Rose's behalf. Next up, we got a response from the Laughs and Rec podcast at Laughs Rec. I don't know if I specified we're on Twitter. We've been on Twitter since Adam. But anyway, the Laughs and Rec podcast said, "Eat all of the cheese."
You gotta be specific with cheese.
And
'cause, like, there's certain cheese that I can't do it. Like, I couldn't do it.
I know.
Can't
Try
do it
being
with
lactose
Swiss.
intolerant.
Yeah, dude, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't do it with. I couldn't eat a shit ton of Swiss or like just regular cheddar cheese. It'd have to be like provolone, Monterey Jack, Munster. That's probably the only three I could. Maybe Colby Jack or Pepper Jack. Okay, so there's like 5.
Just gonna list off all the cheeses.
Well, those are the 5 cheeses I like. Shut up.
I don't know. There is something kind of soothing about cheese, but even looking at cheese makes my lactose intolerant body freaking explode.
You know, for your birthday, I'm gonna send you a cheese wheel.
Oh, jeez. Hope you're prepared for me to die.
That's cool with me. We don't live in the same state anymore. It's all good. I'm so effed up.
I thought that was funny.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's see. Next up, we got the Hood Diner podcast at the Hood Diner. Another fantastic show to listen to. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that they're part of the Inner Circle podcast network.
Woo woo.
Yeah. They said burn some top shelf.
Burn.
And we don't do drugs on this show, so.
Oh. Yeah, I was thinking of a completely different thing. Wow.
What did you think?
Like burning the top of a bookshelf? I don't know.
What?
You said burn the top of it. You said burn the top shelf, right?
It said burn some top shelf.
Yeah, burn some top shelf. I don't know why I thought like the top shelf of a bookcase, but I don't know why. I'm innocent with this kind of stuff, okay?
Oh, jeez.
I I don't know this kind of wording or like lingo. There we go.
The
I don't know
lingo.
this type of lingo. Yeah.
Yeah, I doubt that's lingo that we're going to get like super familiar with.
Speak for yourself,
But
man.
I don't know.
A lot's happened since you left, man. You don't know what I've done.
Yeah, besides grossing me out, I'm pretty sure it's not all that new.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, come on. That was just freaking great. I don't care what anyone says. But I do apologize to Sam in
Dude, we're
advance.
gonna. If we ever get hate, if there was ever a time where we were going to get hate mail, it's because of this and what you said.
I'm gonna get like applause from Jason for saying that. He's gonna be like, "That's my boy.
We'll
That's
see.
my boy." Oh, come on, Jason, come through for me. I gotta count on at least one person.
We're gonna have to tell him that there's a call to arms on this episode. Well, our last response comes to us from the Untrained Eye over at Untrained iPod. A new member of the Inner Circle Podcast Network.
Woo, hell yeah.
Yeah, so congratulations, guys. That is freaking awesome.
That is awesome. Congrats. Deserved. Very well deserved.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Now I have like I listen to damn near like everything that's on the Inner Circle Podcast Network
They
now.
have major bragging rights now. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, they do. A quick question though, before I read off. Actually, hold on. So they said scrolling the Nintendo eShop or sleeping.
You know, I can testify to that Nintendo eShop thing, because I recently got a Switch Lite, and it's amazing, like the deals that you can find, like for digital download games on the eShop, because I found Ghostbusters the video game remastered on sale for $7.99, and
Jeez.
yeah, right? I was like, holy shit. But yeah.
Jeez, that's wild.
Yeah, right? So what was your question?
Yeah, okay. So the past, I want to say 3 or 4 episodes of the Untrained Eye, Beth and DJ have not liked Spotify. And I was wondering, what do you listen to podcasts on?
I listen to them on Spotify.
Yeah, I do too. What the hell?
I mean,
like they don't like it. They say it's not like that, not that user friendly, and you can't set like a playlist. You can't like check a queue.
I don't know. I disagree. Like, honestly, I mean, I've listened to iTunes. Honestly, I've only listened to ours on iTunes. But I feel Spotify is actually more user friendly than iTunes when it comes to when it comes to listening to podcasts.
Yeah, like, are you able to add podcasts to like a queue?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, easily
or a playlist?
Easily. So I'll have to listen. You said the last 3 episodes, right?
Yeah, the last few. I tried helping DJ out.
Okay.
Because he was saying that he doesn't know how to access his queue or add podcasts to his queue. And so I tried I sent him screenshots, I like circled everything and sent it to him, and was just like, here, like this is how you add stuff to your queue. And then he sent me a screenshot of like doing exactly what I told him to, but the add to queue button wasn't there. Wait, do you have a premium account?
Well, shit, what's on the premium one? Is that...
No, like, do you pay for a Spotify Premium?
If that's the $10 a month one, then yes.
Okay, Brielle has a theory. It might not be a theory. She might actually know because she happens to know everything. Can I help you? Sure, come in here. You have to talk close to the microphone or you don't get to talk at all.
Damn, way to set the guidelines, bro.
Really? Rude.
Did she just walk out?
Yeah.
Oh. Caleb, what'd you do?
Come on.
You're such a dork. My understanding is...
Pandora sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
She's got a
You
good
get a
point
certain
there.
amount of skips and
Shit.
Oh.
That is so true.
Yeah. You know what? She's not wrong.
Wait, do you pay for
Yeah,
premium or do you just have the free version?
No. We pay for the premium.
Okay. Alright, cool. So then,
Yeah,
I'm
we have
assuming
a
that-
duo account.
Oh, okay. So then I'm assuming
so-
that's why Beth and DJ, or is it mostly just DJ that's having the problems?
I think they both... DJ is definitely more vocal about it.
So I'm wondering if they just have like the free basic version of Spotify right now.
That may be it.
Yeah. You should
Which,
you should
if
ask
that
them.
is the case, I absolutely understand.
Yeah.
So, just like a funny side story. I think it was like a couple years ago. Brielle tried signing us up for a new Hulu account because they were offering $1 a month for, I forget how long. Like I think it might have been a year. And I was just like, yeah, let's do it. And so she did. And then it turns out it was the Hulu, like the Hulu plan with ads. And I turned one show on, watched it with ads, and told her, no, we're paying for whatever it costs for the no plans, for the no ad plan. I've become so freaking spoiled. I cannot watch a show with ads.
I lasted about maybe like 2 months with Hulu with ads, and then after that, I'm just like, yeah, it's worth the extra $6 a month. F this shit.
Dude, it is. Like, I feel like Hulu knows how to freaking, like, put the ads in your show to piss you off, like, to maximize your irritation.
True that. Like, seriously, though.
Yeah, so, before I get on a huge rant about that, let's actually get into the breakdown.
Yes. Thank you, everybody, for answering the question, though.
Yeah, thank you. You gave us a lot to talk about.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. So, if you are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually grade to come to a final All Bros letter grade. We have a percentage that we talk about and everything, but the letter grade is what's most important to us. So the 8 different categories that we grade are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own personal grade at the end. So, let me get into the rating system that we had. I think that next week, or maybe the next breakdown that we do is going to be the last time I bring it up. But if you are new to our new system, we actually score the movies beforehand now instead of coming up with the scores on the spot. I think it just helps us get to the point a little easier.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So starting off with story, Rose is going to read us a synopsis of the movie. So if you've not seen Mulan, it is on Disney Plus right now, for free for
Yep.
anyone that has an active account.
Yep, it's not $30 extra.
And yeah, not $30 extra, which thank goodness.
Hey, I blind bought this movie, and I was actually happy I did.
Yeah. So Rose is about to spoil the entire movie for you. So if you've not seen it, go check it out. You have been warned.
Buckle in, because I'm sure I'm going to butcher a lot of these names. Just for
Reading with
guys.
Rose.
Yep. All right. In Imperial China, I don't. How the hell do you pronounce that? Hua Mulan?
Is it H-U-A?
Yeah.
It's Hua.
It's Hua? Okay. Hua Mulan is an adventurous and active girl to the disappointment of her parents, who hope that one day she will be wed to a good husband. As a young man, Mulan is forced to meet with a matchmaker to demonstrate her fitness as a future wife. Mulan, flustered, attempts to pour tea in front of the matchmaker, but a spider causes a panic for her little sister, Zhu. I'm just going to assume... Like I said, I'm going to butcher these names. So, her little sister Zhu, accidentally causing a mishap that destroys the teapot, leading the matchmaker to call her a disgrace in front of her family. To the north, an imperial outpost is invaded by Ron warriors under the leadership of Bori Khan. They are assisted by the witch Zinaning, who uses her magic to pose as a surviving soldier and report the attack to the Emperor of China. He then issues a conscription decree ordering every family to contribute one man to fight Khan's forces. Imperial soldiers arrive in Mulan's village to enlist recruits, and her father, Huizu, is forced to pledge his service as he has no sons, immediately kneeling over in front of the soldiers due to his bad leg. Realizing that her father has no chance of survival, Mulan flees with his armor, horse, and sword to join in his place. Mulan arrives at the training camp, which is run by Commander Tung, an old comrade of Huizu. Alongside dozens of other inexperienced recruits, she ultimately becomes a trained soldier under his tutelage without exposing her true identity. The Khan's army continues to advance, forcing Tung to end training early and send his battalion to fight. Mulan chases some troops on her own, but is confronted by Xianing, who mocks her for pretending to be a man. She attempts to kill Mulan, but her attacks are stopped by the leather with which Mulan's chest had been bound to hide her identity. Mulan removes her male disguise, returning to the battle just as the Rons attacking her fellow troops with a trebuchet. Mulan uses discarded helmets and her archery skills to maneuver the trebuchet into firing on a snowy mountain, triggering an avalanche that buries the Rons. Mulan rides back to camp and rescues Cheng Hongzhu, a soldier she befriended in camp. Unable to hide her true gender any longer, she is expelled from the army and begins her return home. On her way, she is confronted by Xiaoning, who reveals that she was also shunned by her people and fights for Bori Khan only because he treated her as an equal and that no one else does. Additionally, she reveals that the attacks on the outposts have been a diversion, as Khan's true plan is to capture and execute the Emperor for having his father killed. Risking execution, Mulan returns to her battalion to warn them of the impending capture. Tung decides to believe her and allows her to lead a unit to the Emperor's palace. Exuning, I'm gonna probably kick myself in the face for finding out how you actually pronounce her name. I'm gonna feel so bad. Uses her magic to be in the image of the Imperial Chancellor and persuades the Emperor to accept Bori Khan's challenge to single combat while removing the city guards from their posts. The guards are murdered, and the Rons prepare to burn the Emperor alive. Mulan's unit distracts the Rons, while Mulan goes to save the Emperor. Khan tries to snipe her with an arrow, but Xiang Xing, sympathetic to Mulan and disenchanted from Khan, transforms into an eagle and sacrifices herself by intercepting the arrow. Mulan kills Khan, but not before he disarms her and destroys her father's sword. She frees the Emperor, who offers to let her join his personal guard. She declines the offer and returns to her village. Mulan is reunited with her family. An emissary from the Emperor, under the leadership of Commander Tung, arrives to present Mulan with a new sword while making a personal request that she join the Emperor's guard. I butchered that
Hell yeah.
so bad.
Honestly, I don't know if I could have done much better with these names.
Okay, good. Whew. At least I got Mulan right.
Yeah,
At least I got that one right.
Yeah, thank goodness.
It's not Moulin.
Yeah. So we ended up scoring the story at an 82.5. I think what ended up maybe messing up with the story, like, okay, if you're going into this movie expecting a shot-for-shot remake of the animated Mulan, you are going to be disappointed.
Very disappointed.
Yeah, you kind of have to go into this with fresh eyes, not going in expecting. Like we said, we're not expecting a remake, but this is more of a standalone than a remake, I feel.
Oh, I absolutely agree. And kind of like what I told,
like it's just a retelling of the same story.
Yeah, and I've heard actually this is actually closer to what the source material actually is.
Yeah, Mulan is actually considered a myth or a legend.
Yeah.
So, I think there is some historical truth behind it. But yeah, it's the adaptation's a little bit more historically accurate if you're going based off of some of the tales that have been told.
Yeah.
Mulan, one thing that because I used to listen to a podcast that I think it was Myths and Legends. He used to say, or the host of that show used to say, with Mulan in particular, that there was a lot of different tellings of Mulan's story. There's a lot of different variations, lots of different, just a lot of different adaptations. And I think that Disney just kind of played off of one of the iterations. Like the general story's still the same, but different, and it's in a fresh way.
Yeah, I can absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, were you just like quiet for a really long time, or
yeah? Sorry,
is there a delay?
No, I thought there was a delay on your end. Like I was expecting to start to see the circle going again.
Yeah, me too. But yeah, it's honestly, like with Aladdin, I feel like Aladdin was more of a shot for shot than this movie was.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that kind of ruined. No, sorry, I was just saying. I think that Aladdin kind of being a shot for shot, and even Lion King being a shot for shot, it kind of was boring. I knew what was going to come. I knew everything. With this, I feel like I didn't, just because it was just there was enough new things in this story to keep me interested.
I absolutely agree. I told Caleb this, I think, because I watched this. What was it? I think Tuesday night. And I know a lot of people have a huge connection to the original Mulan. I don't. I've only seen that movie once, and I only saw it a couple months ago. So when going into this movie, having not a huge connection to that original movie, I really dug what they did with this version. I I understand the hate that this is getting, but when it comes to like actually being a remake that tries something different, I think it does a really good job with its story. Kind of like what Caleb said with like Aladdin, Lion King, hell, even mostly Beauty and the Beast. It only really adds a few new things. It's all the same story. It's beat by beat. Whereas with Mulan, they took out enough and they added enough to make it something new, to make it its own thing. Like I don't feel that this, like you said, this really isn't a remake. This is just another retelling of this story, but in a different way.
Yeah, and I think all of that, I think a lot of it could be taken as negative because of the nostalgic connection people have with
Yeah.
the animated version.
So I think that's really going to
Like
depend on how you...
Mushu, for one,
Yeah.
and the way that it... Yeah. But yeah, like the musical aspect of it, like I think people were just expecting another musical, and I think this movie took itself fairly seriously, and I think it paid off.
I
tremendously.
absolutely agree. Like there were like fun homages to like the musical side of the original. Like when they first get to camp, he straight up says, the commander says the line, "We're gonna make men out of you," and I'm like, okay, that's really all I needed. Just saying the main point of the song. But yeah, like honestly, I didn't miss Mushu like at all. But like I said, that's because I've only seen Mulan once. It's not my favorite Disney animated movie. It's a good Disney animated movie. I can understand why so many people love it, and I'm glad that I finally watched it. But I don't hold it at like the highest regard for my favorite old Disney animated film, to where going into this movie I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they took out this or they changed that. I actually welcomed all of these changes, and I think that they did a really good job pulling all of them off.
I think they did too. It's not like an amazing, like, blow your mind story.
No.
But it's not like an average story either. It's a really good telling.
Yes, absolutely.
I definitely think that there were things that they could have improved upon. Like one of the big things that I took from this movie, the witch that Mulan is facing, she ends up sacrificing herself to protect Mulan, and it feels like that kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, honestly, I feel you could have... Yeah, seriously, I feel if you took her out of this movie, it really wouldn't have made a huge difference. Because everyone was focused on Bori Khan.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, I think that yeah, you definitely could have taken the witch out and still had a good story, but it's also kind of explaining how, like, she did really good exposition with how men view, or how, like, yeah, how men and the Chinese Empire viewed women that were able to use their chi.
Yeah. That any...
Because in this, chi is borderline magical.
Yeah.
Like the few instances that we saw chi used in a more magical way, Mulan fell off this roof and was able to fall down, more like glide down. It was like more like an elegant fall.
Oh, yeah. That was a cool ass scene.
Yeah, her slow motion, able to like sense the battlefield and use that to her advantage. That was a good way of like showing her chi. The witch apparently mastered her chi to be able to turn into a bird.
I guess so. I just want to say this really quickly. When Mulan finally decides to actually be Mulan, and she like puts down her hair and she's riding into battle, she looks so freaking badass. I loved all of those slow motion scenes. Looked freaking great.
Oh yeah, and we're gonna get into that with in effects, because
Yeah.
oh, so good. But yeah, like there wasn't. I feel like there was maybe a few pacing issues with the movie. Kind of honestly, when it was at the point where it was just kind of a repeat of the animated.
Yeah.
I think that's where I started to kind of like drift off. But then, like once it kind of got back on track and started telling something that was different from the original, I'm like, oh, right back into it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so I think that's what killed it the most for me, story wise.
That's fair.
Is pacing, and then that random ass act of sacrifice with the witch. It's just kind of like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. But
yeah. So yeah, 82.5 for story.
not
Moving
bad
on
at all.
to writing, we ended up scoring that 74.
the writing was pretty strong. Not as strong as the story, but
Yeah, definitely not as strong as the story.
I'll admit, probably honestly,
I think it was
my
honestly
favorite.
one of the weaker aspects.
It was, but like whenever this is more so towards the beginning when Mulan was having her talks with her dad, I feel the writing was really strong in those scenes.
Yeah, like that shit made me sad.
Yeah, right.
like having, I don't know if it's just because I now have a daughter and those kind of conversations resonate more with me, but the conversations that she was having with her dad like just broke my heart. And I'm like, no. But I think what ended up killing it was a lot of the unnecessary lines.
Like maybe
And
like
it was
a lot
just
of the
mostly
lines at
from like
camp.
the extra. Yeah, a lot of that stuff at camp.
Yeah. Fair.
One writing thing that I felt was really smart, because Mulan is part of a military, she wouldn't be able to just go set up camp wherever the hell she wanted, like in the animated version. And so she's like bunking with the rest of the troops, and to avoid getting caught as a woman, she's choosing to be on watch rather than bathe. And I thought it was like really funny that like the reason that she actually goes to bathe is because all the guys call her out and be like, "You stink."
Yeah. I love that scene when it was the first night she's just like, I volunteer as tribute for night duty.
Yeah, like that was something that like, I don't know, like I never felt that level of anxiety in the animated version. Like I didn't feel anxious that she was ever going to get caught.
Yeah.
And then with this, I was always anxious that she was going to get caught, especially with that. When she's like, everyone's like stripping down, getting ready to go to bed, and I'm like, oh no, what is she going to do? And then they call that, and I'm like, she's like, I'll go. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Freaking stressful.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, I think that's something like the movie did really, really well. It's just like a lot of the extra lines and some of the exposition dumps were a bit much. I think a lot of the conversation between the main villain, I'm not going to even try and pronounce his name, and the witch, a lot of those conversations I feel were just exposition dumps.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so those felt a little on the unnecessary side. There was a lot of lines that just kind of were really dry, didn't really lead into the story that much, but there were like the heartfelt conversations I feel were really good.
I
think it's,
I absolutely agree.
like we said, it's below the story, unfortunately, but it's still good. I think it's average.
Yeah.
So it's sitting, like we said, it's sitting at a 74.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, next up we got acting, which we have scored at a 79.
I'm just gonna say this right now. I think the girl that they picked to play Mulan is really cute. Like, she is gorgeous. Like, wow.
Yeah. Absolutely agree. Sorry,
But
you go.
Oh no, I was gonna say I freaking loved her as Mulan. I for the most part, no, actually, I feel she had the timing down. Especially like when she like say like they were the guys were talking like in that scene about oh, what do you look for in a companion or wife or whatever. And they're all just like, oh, she has to be able to cook and all this shit. And she's just like, no, they need compassion, loyalty. And they just start freaking busting a gut laughing because they're just like, yeah, no, that's not how we think. Sorry, buddy. And so, like, the parts where she has to act like a guy,
that.
I actually think she does very, very well. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I think that's something that the animated didn't do super well either. Like, I don't know, like, it felt like Mulan's man voice in the animated felt a little over the top. And
it did.
In this, it didn't feel over the top. It was more like she was just trying to deepen her voice a little bit.
Which,
like,
it
not
works.
too much where it was like cheesy, but just enough.
Yeah, and I could have fooled me.
Just trying to throw some bass, and then Mulan was just like, or the animated Mulan just went into it too much.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I mean, yeah, if I wouldn't have known, that was really a girl underneath all that armor, could have fooled me.
Yeah. I mean, she does have some very, like, feminine features.
Yeah, but those are kind of hard to hide. It's definitely a lot easier to hide that in an animated film.
Yeah. So, yeah, like, but her acting was phenomenal. Like, I thought she did incredible.
Oh, absolutely agree.
The people that dropped it for me was everyone around her.
Even Jet Li?
Which one who did Jet Li play?
Jet Li was
he the commander, or was he?
No, Jet Li was the emperor.
It was the emperor?
Yeah, Donnie Yen was the commander.
Then, okay, the emperor and the commander were pretty good. Everyone else was like a little like,
I liked most of the people
like
that she associated with in the camp. Her her kind of like they made it look like a love interest, even though it went nowhere at the end. I don't know. I kind of had a love-hate relationship with him. I did too. I did appreciate that as well, but I don't know. Did you like him? Did you have a love-hate relationship with him?
I did. Yeah, he was one of those ones that I felt like, when she was taking a bath and she was trying to not like get caught and kind of pushing him away.
Yeah.
When he was like having a moment, I felt like his acting there was just a bit on the dry side.
It was like especially with the part where he's just like, you can turn your back on me, but don't turn it on your fellow comrades in the battlefield. I'm just like, yeah, dude, that felt so forced.
Yeah, it did. And I feel like that line could have been delivered a little bit better.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I tried dissecting that scene. I tried dissecting the scenes that I had issues with, and a lot of the issues I had were with the acting rather than the writing.
Fair.
Yeah. So I do think overall, just because I gave more points or leaned my score more towards grading the actress for Mulan. I don't remember her name.
Oh, it's hard to pronounce. I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, we're really sorry, but
Yeah, amazing
Um,
actress, but no,
she was the reason
I
I
don't wanna butcher
gave-
your name.
yeah, she was the reason I gave as high as I did. Everyone else, like, all the other soldiers, the bad guy I felt wasn't good. Like the actor wasn't that good.
I liked him.
Like I think
thought
he
it
was just a
pretty
little
good.
too over the top.
I liked
And
him.
then the witch, I thought she was pretty good. So that's why I kind of settled on what I did. But yeah, it was still up there pretty high.
Yeah,
I think I ended up giving acting an 80, and you gave it a 78. So it ended up
Yeah.
sitting at a 79.
that's not bad.
Yeah. So, like we said, acting sitting at 79. Character development is sitting half a point lower. It is sitting at a 78.5.
Okay.
So, what did you think of her character in this?
I don't know. I feel it was pretty good. I mean, it kind of is basically the same as the animated one, where she goes on the journey of taking her father's place, realizing that she doesn't want to hide anymore. She wants to be who she is, and then getting kind of banished, and then them realizing that actually, you know what, we actually need her. She's gonna be amazing. I mean, she's Mulan, for crying out loud. And I don't know, I feel it's a good character arc for the most part. It's definitely nice seeing her come into her own.
I agree. One thing that I think they did really, really well with, and the reason I gave character development as high as I did, was when they were talking about the three. Oh shit! What do they call them? Basically the oath.
Oh, what's imprinted
Yeah,
on the
the
sword?
oath that they took. Yeah, I forget
Okay.
what they're called, or what they
Yeah, I
ended up
forgot,
calling
yeah.
them. But it's just like the oath that they took to defend China, and one of the three things that they called out was integrity, or was it honesty? Something to do with like integrity.
I know honesty was definitely one of them.
Okay, it was like loyalty, something, and trust or honesty, one of the two, just something along those lines. And the way that she struggled talking about that, like when they were taking the oath at the end of their training, and they pull their swords, and like you have to call out like that mission statement of everything that you're defending. And when she got to honesty, the way that she stopped and wasn't being, because she wasn't being honest with herself about who she wasn't being honest with like the people around her, and she was struggling with that. She wanted to be who she was and defend her home, but she knew that they wouldn't allow her to do that. Like they would view her as a witch because of her ability to use chi, and like defense is as the man's place, and all of that. And so the way that she struggled with that, and then came into her own, and was able to accept like who she is, and was able to be honest and with herself and everyone around her, like that was like incredible.
It was.
So
I love the scene at the end when she gets her own sword, And then it actually has like something else imprinted on the back, is minus the 3 that were already on the front.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so good. So yeah, I freaking love that. Like we said, 78.5. It's slightly below acting, and a little bit below the story, just because I think that they could have focused on like her character a little bit more.
Just a tad more. Yeah, just a tad.
Like, I think there were times that they kind of lost track of the character that they were building, so that's probably why it's scored a little bit lower than the story.
Yeah.
Or than the overall story. But
I can agree with
still, amazing score for an amazing character arc.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Alright, next up, we have Effects, which ended up scoring a 87.
It's not bad.
Yeah. Okay. No, like, what were you going to say?
Oh,
'Cause I'm about to get into it.
No, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Okay. If you're going into this movie expecting realism, don't.
Yeah. Throw that out
They
the window.
they did a really good job. Yeah, they did a really good job at setting up what's possible in this world really early on. And so, yes, there are some things that are over the top, and you can obviously tell that the actress is on wires, but that doesn't pull away from how amazing everything looks.
No, not one bit.
Like, I love the slow motion scenes. Like, every slow motion scene was freaking badass.
Yeah.
Like I said, you do see her on wires, and that does look somewhat cheesy. But because they set that up, set that possibility up. I am able to forgive that to a certain extent, not like completely. I think that is the one thing that I might have docked the most. But all the special effects, the witch kind of looked a little funky. Like her robes that would kind of just fling out and grab people and kill them and everything. That I felt was a little on the cheesy looking side. The phoenix that was following Mulan looked real fake. But I think if you get into the stunt work that was done in this, that's where the movie frickin' shines. Because I think the actress did all of her own stunts.
Oh, she did. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's why they were able to show her face during a lot of the fight scenes. Because she did most of it.
Wow. Like,
yeah, most, if not all.
Like, I don't know why
So,
the one scene that really points out or jumps out to me is that scene where she takes all those helmets and lines them up to make it look like the people are attacking them from on top of the hill. And you know me with bows and arrows. I love them to death. And so that scene where she is just firing rapidly at all of them is freaking astonishing. I freaking love that scene.
Yeah, that looked so good. So it's sitting at an 87. I think this is the highest, at least so far. This is the highest category that we've graded, and I don't feel like that happens very often.
No, I agree, but it's well deserved. The effects are super, super good in this movie.
Yeah, like there's nothing I feel that pulls you out of the movie. If you're being over analytical, you definitely do notice some of the more crappy CGI portions of this.
Yeah,
But
fair.
Like I said, not enough to distract from the enjoyment of the movie. If
Yeah,
you
it
can
never
go
pulls
in
you out.
and ignore a lot of that, you'll be fine.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, so 87, very happy with that. Next up we got music, and I think we definitely agreed on this. Music scored a 7.
Music was pretty solid.
I do think that it wasn't like off the hook or anything. All the
No.
music that they played, you could reference to the animated version. It was just very subtle.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like,
Song
I'm
at
trying to think of
for
like
the
a
end
few
credits was good.
instances. Yeah, Christina Aguilera's rendition of Reflection.
Yeah, that was really
Yeah, that
really
was
good.
freaking super good. I'm trying to think of some other songs that you could hear. You definitely heard Reflection a lot throughout the movie. I think that was like what the score was based off of.
Yeah.
You'll Bring Honor to Us, the song while she's getting all dressed up.
Oh yes.
You kind of hear that getting played in the background. I'll Make a Man Out of You kind of plays a little bit during some of the training sequences. Like, you get a lot of those songs. It's just like they're very subtly played in the back.
Yeah,
think
you don't get
that-
the words.
Yeah, I think it's like that's good. I think it's above average, but nothing like stands out.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
Unfortunately,
No, it doesn't really add anything to the original soundtrack, which, I mean, they can't really do that considering that none of the songs in here are actually singing songs, but I don't know, like, them not adding songs I feel really worked, or not adding, making this a musical really, really worked for it in its favor, and I feel if they made it into a musical just like the animated version, I feel it would have taken away from it.
I absolutely agree. The music, just them recycling what they had from the animated Mulan, I feel worked really well. I think everything tied in and felt like good. It's just the soundtrack doesn't stick with you like the original does, and it's because of the lyrics. The reason that this doesn't like the soundtrack in this makes me want to listen to the animated soundtrack because lyrics.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's why it's just scored slightly above average, but not, because I think our average score is either 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But yeah, a 7 is just slightly above average, but nothing really sticks out.
Yeah.
Next up is costumes, and this definitely sticks out.
Oh, yeah.
We gave the costumes a 9.
So well deserved. So well deserved.
So well deserved. Honestly, I feel you can make the argument for a 10.
You really could, because I have no problems with the costumes in this movie. All of them are phenomenal.
I don't either. I think they were like masterfully crafted.
Yeah.
Do we want to bump it up to a 10?
I'd be more than happy to do that.
All right, let's do it. I'll do it. We'll change
Bam.
it to a 10.
Hell yeah. All right, I should say I'd be more than happy if you did it, because I can't do it on this end.
All right, cool. So yeah, costumes is officially now a 10.
Woo woo.
Yeah. Like we said, everything was so amazingly crafted. The soldier uniforms or the armor on the soldiers looked so good. I mean, hell, the witch looked amazing. Like, she looked intimidating. She had like a flowy look about her. It was just it's just like an intimidation factor. It's like so good. The one costume that stuck out in my mind is the frickin' Emperor's armor. I mean, holy shit.
For real though, like damn, oh, badass.
Yeah, it's so freaking cool. Like, this movie, alone. Like, watch for the costumes.
Yeah.
It's just, like, and it's everything. It is literally everything. Like, I'm trying to think, like, the beginning, the outfits that she wears as a child, like, they're just, like, very light colors, like a really light purple, really light blue, and it's like the flowing dress. And then when she's wearing her when she goes to meet the matchmaker, like, those dresses are freaking amazing.
Can we talk about how Mulan had a lot more makeup on than her sister? What was up with that?
Well, I think Mulan was the focus.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah, that's
I think
true.
Mulan was there specifically for the matchmaker, and it was just the women in the household had to be present. So maybe it's just so it's her sister kind of seeing what to expect when it's her time to go see the matchmaker.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, that's kind of what I interpreted.
No, that makes a lot more sense, honestly. So thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah. But yeah, the gown that she was wearing in that was just off the hook. And I really liked when she was riding to the Emperor's palace, and she was in just the red robe.
Oh yeah. That scene where she's just like stripping off like all of the armor and you're not really seeing her yet. You don't really see the full outfit until she actually gets to the battleground, and it just looks amazing. I love it.
Yeah, it's like it look from a distance, it looks like kind of a really basic costume, but up close the fabric has such intricate details.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can tell that Disney or whoever directed this, or the costume people, I mean, hats off to you. Like, it was just so intricate, and everything was so, like, it felt very, like, just handcrafted. Like,
Yes.
they took such good care to just nail these costumes, and they absolutely succeeded.
Oh, yeah.
So
Knocked it
everyone
out
in the
park.
costume department, freaking congratulations.
Yeah, I hope you're nominated for an
you
Oscar.
Blew me away.
Deserve it. Yes.
Yeah, I hope so. That'd be awesome. All right. So like we said, costumes we bumped up to a 10. And now it is time for our own personal score for the movie. So Rose, I'll let you take this one away.
So this live action remake of Mulan, I thoroughly enjoyed. Like I said earlier, I don't have a huge what's the word, nostalgia feel for the original, considering I've only seen it once, and that was not that very long ago. So I welcomed this new iteration. I liked the changes they made. I was fine that there was no singing, no Mushu. It worked for me. The actress that played Mulan was amazing. So freaking good. I was so surprised for how much I liked this Disney remake. It's honestly up there for me with their best. It's probably like, for me, tied with Jungle Book for their best live action remake for me. I'm just amazed of how thoroughly I enjoyed this iteration of Mulan. So I swear I gave it an 80, and I'm proud of that. I truly believe in that score.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually was right in line with you. I gave it an 80 as well. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really well done. I went in with a lot of skepticism, like kind of ready to look down on this movie because it's not like a live action remake of the movie, and not a musical, and not this, not that. But I was very pleasantly surprised by this movie. I remember watching it for the first time, and I leaned over to Brielle and I'm like, I love this. Like I was ready to tear this movie to shreds, but I loved it. Like it was so good.
Really
Like I
was.
said, if you're going in expecting a shot for shot, you're going to be disappointed. But if you can let go of your nostalgia for the animated Mulan, you are going to have a really good time with this movie. I think there's enough new things in it to keep everyone interested. There's enough of the original content to keep you interested, or to kind of hit your nostalgia a little bit, and just different subtleties throughout the movie. And if you don't go see this movie for anything else, go see it for the freaking costumes. The costumes are
For real, though.
Yeah, just they'll blow your freaking mind. So, can't say enough good things about that. I'm giving it an 80 as well, and that averages are out to an 80 because we both gave it an 80. So, the final All Bros score for Mulan is a B minus.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Yeah, definitely not bad. So it is sitting at an 82.62%. So comparing this to other B minus movies that we have graded, this puts it 1 point above Holiday in Handcuffs, 2 points above the Banana Splits movie.
All right. Definitely
1
agree with that.
point above Late Night.
Definitely agree with that, too.
Slightly above The Hunt.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's above The Hunt by 0.2%.
Damn.
Yeah. Let's see. It's above Deadpool 2.
Okay, that's fair.
It's below The Greatest Showman.
I need to watch that movie again. It's been so long.
Yeah, it kind of has been a while. It's above Birds of Prey.
I'm not mad at that, actually.
I'm not either. Let's see. It's 1 point above It Chapter 2 and 2 points above Good Boys.
Okay.
There aren't a whole lot of B minus movies.
I thought we had more.
It's 0.5% above The Magnificent Seven.
Okay. Not too shabby.
It's 0.3% above Let's Be Cops. 1 point above Rogue One. And that's all of our B minus movies.
All right.
Comparing it
bad
to
at all.
Aladdin. Aladdin is a C+.
Oh, shit. So it did score higher.
Yeah. So it scored... Yeah, so Mulan was at an 82.6. Aladdin's at a 79.6.
Okay.
Damn, it was it ended up being below Lion King.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
gonna disagree
Okay,
with
but
that.
like if you think about this, just because I have to defend our system.
Yeah, fair.
We gave the effects in Lion King 100.
Oh yeah, I remember
And
that.
we also gave the costumes really high too.
Okay. All right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, critically speaking, yeah, Lion King is technically the better of the two, if you're going based off our score. But I think we enjoyed the other movie, or Mulan, better.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Let's see. It's It's slightly below. I'm just doing this. I'm just going through and checking out the Disney remakes that we've talked about. So Aladdin, Lion King, Lady and the Tramp. It's below Lady and the Tramp. By 1 point.
By 1 point. Shit. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Right. Let's see what else. I think that's like the only remakes that we've.
Yeah, because we haven't done
done.
Beauty and the Beast or Jungle Book or that.
Yeah.
All good
So
stuff.
So based off of this, our top. So like just with the remakes that we've done, it goes Lion King, then Lady and the Tramp, then Mulan, then Aladdin.
Okay.
Which
At least Mulan's
the
on
only
top
reason
three,
that
obviously, so.
yeah, I feel like this would be cheating though, because I could say that we need to go back and adjust the personal grade column, because during that time is when we started. We weren't giving it a personal grade; we were giving it a genre grade, and how it worked as that genre of movie.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So I think that could be something that we could justify going back and changing.
It's a good point.
But we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, like we said, Mulan sitting at a B-, 82.6%. It's a really good movie. We highly recommend you guys go check it out. Yeah, and if you guys don't end up liking it, you can blame us. We don't care. I mean, come let us know what you think. Let us know what you think. Yeah. So, with that, that concludes this week's breakdown. If you like this episode, want to hear more of our stuff, be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, RadioPublic, Radio.com, Spotify, and damn near everywhere you can find a podcast. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube, as well as some bonus videos that we will be making soon-ish, maybe. We'll see. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search at the All Bros. DM us if you have an episode idea. We do breakdowns and dreamcasts. I think we're going to stop doing showdowns just because showdowns are hard to do over
I think we already
the
talked
internet.
about that.
Yeah, so if you have an episode idea, want to hear us pitch a movie idea, or hear us talk about a specific movie, we'd love to hear from you guys, so hit us up. You can also answer our question of the weeks when we post, or questions of the week when we post those. Or if you want to join us on an episode, we would love to have you on. You can also email us at theallbroschannel@gmail.com. Check out our website, tinyurl.com/theallbros, where you can find links to everything that we do, including our rating platform. You can go see the individual scores for the movies that we do. You can also find a link to our merch store, which is on TeePublic, tpublic.com/user/theallbroschannel. I don't know if we're going to have much of a store left, because everything that we freaking post seems to get taken off.
Yeah, for real though. Dude, that's why I bought the Solo and All Bros an All Bros breakdown now, just in case, because you never know. I'm not taking a chance not getting that.
Sucks.
At least one hoodie. Yeah, for real though. And it's only one. Okay, Disney's done like one or two. Warner Brothers has done like freaking 5.
Yeah, no shit.
What the hell, Warner Brothers? What did we ever do to you?
We've gotten flagged by everyone. We've gotten flagged by Paramount. We've gotten flagged by Sega.
Wasn't that
gotten flagged by? No, we had one that was removed from by Paramount, and then one that was removed by Sega. But I was able to convince them to put the Sega one back on.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, because it was an original design, and they couldn't find like a replica for it. I'm like, nope, original design. Everything was used off of.
Nice, bro.
Which is bullshit because like all the other ones that I've argued, all of the other ones were original designs too. Like there's some that I get, like okay, like I understand why that one would get removed, but a majority of the ones that are getting removed, it's freaking bullshit.
Yeah, that's straight up bullshit.
Yeah, so freaking forget you guys. Not you, T-Public. We like you for now.
Yeah,
just everyone
for now.
else. Yeah, dude. And what's freaking horseshit is the freaking like the most recent one that just got taken down was Justice League.
Yeah, and we did that one.
And Justice League was our second episode.
Yeah, took him this long.
Yeah, it was our second episode, and I started posting our shit not too long after that.
Yeah, so, man,
so freaking fight me, Warner Brothers.
Oh shit.
Anyway, before I can go on another like 5-minute rant, next week, you guys can look forward to an Immortal Hulk Dreamcast. If any of you have listened to more than 2 episodes, you guys know that I'm a huge Hulk fan, and I've been wanting to do an Immortal Hulk Dreamcast for a really long time, and I finally got around to like working on it. So, next week's going to be bitchin'.
I'm excited to hear it.
So, until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
So long.